25 past 12, a very good afternoon to you. So we were talking yesterday about the term time holidays debate that keeps rumbling on. Of course, the news broke the Supreme Court ruled against John Platt, the dad from the Isle of Wight, who had won earlier legal battles against a £120 fine in a case where he took his daughter on holiday during term time. But he obviously the Supreme Court has ruled against him. That was the breaking news yesterday. We've been hearing from former Derbyshire head teacher Richard Gerver some fascinating facts, in a nutshell, suggesting that children in their final year of primary school, those who went on holiday, achieved more than or got better than expected than those who didn't go on holiday during term time. So that surely those statistics, you can't argue with those. That's pointing towards the fact that there is a huge benefit to children having those holiday and educational experiences during term time. Well, one mum has taken her daughter out of school for an entire year to give her the chance to explore different cultures and countries. She's 11, so mummy Sarah, daughter is Tabitha, and they set off on their travels last July. So the year's almost coming to an end. Not that I want to upset you, Tabitha, of course. You're in Seville in Spain at the moment, which mum's just been saying how gorgeous and sunny and warm it is at the moment. Talk me through, where have you been around the world and on these travels?
Well, when we left the UK, we went up through Norway for a couple of months, and then down through Sweden. And
what did you do? So talk me. So we'll look at Norway and Sweden first of all. What were you doing during that time spent in Norway and Sweden?
We did a lot of hiking, and we spent a lot of time on the coast, and we went to a few museums, especially one in Bergen, and it was like a science museum, and it was really fun.
So a lot of children your age wouldn't even be able to point out these countries on a map, would they?
No, I don't think so.
And yet there you are, actually discovering them with your mum. Now your mum's obviously teaching you, doing the homeschooling bit while you're traveling, isn't she? Yeah. So are you feeling, does that work for you from having mum as a teacher?
Yes, it's really fun because it's a bit child-led, so it's not like, oh, we have to do an hour of English now. I can say, I don't really want to do any English now. Can we go out and do some local history?
Amazing. And that's the thing, isn't it? Because I'm going back a while, but I remember the most memorable lessons are those where maybe you could go outdoors or you were more creative rather than just looking in a textbook.
Yes, I definitely agree with that.
So you'd started in Norway, then went through to Sweden. Go on, make us all jealous now. Where else have you been?
We went to Denmark, and I saw my best friend Lucy. And then we went through Germany and Czech Republic and those sort of places. And then we went to Croatia. And that was really fun because we spent a lot of time by the sea and it was nice and warm.
Oh, wonderful. When you say you met up with your best friend in Denmark, was that in order that you'd see your friends because you were missing them a little bit?
Yes, I think so, but it was also quite convenient because she's moved there now, so it was nice to see her.
Ah, wonderful. Are you missing your friends, by the way?
I am a little bit, but I think that's normal.
Yeah. Have you been able to FaceTime them or Skype them or anything while you've been on your travels?
Yes, my mum's got a Wi-Fi unit, so sometimes when they're free, I can text them and say, "Do you want to FaceTime?" And we can talk about stuff that's been happening recently.
How jealous are they, Tabitha?
They are quite jealous.
And are you missing out on much at school, kind of socially? The gossip. Are they keeping you up to date with what's going on? Have you missed anything?
I don't think so. They're quite informative.
All right. So there are things going on, but you're keeping they're keeping you posted as to what's happening. So yeah. Let's carry on then. So where else have you been? You said Croatia was great, lots of time by the sea. Then where did you go?
We went to Italy, so we went quite far down. We went all the way to Pompeii, and that was cool. We saw all the ruins, and we also we went for a tour up Mount Vesuvius, and we looked around the top. And it was cool.
I would love to go there. And actually, I mean, the places you're describing, I mean, you've got history at your fingertips, literally, haven't you?
Yes, it's quite cool.
Quite cool, I should say so. Has it actually broadened your interest in certain subjects, like, for example, history? Are you finding more of an interest in subjects that maybe before you weren't that bothered about?
Yes, definitely. Sometimes when because we're in Spain now, sometimes we do some walking tours. So we go around the city and we can find out what's happened, and it's certainly a lot more interesting than learning about it in a classroom.
Oh, I should say so. You're a very lucky girl. When do you come home?
We're coming home in July, I think.
July. Okay, so you've got a couple of months left to enjoy. And tell me, before I chat to Mum again, how much are you enjoying this time? Because it sounds like you and Mum didn't get a great deal of time together with your mum's busy job. How are you enjoying the fact that you're together the whole time over all these months?
It's really cool because I get to spend a lot more time with her, and I don't feel like I'm sort of I don't miss her as much as I used to, because she'd go to work really early and come home late, but now we can sort of go into like parks and chat and like get an ice cream and stuff.
Do you feel closer to her now?
Definitely, but I was always very close to her, but now I feel like I'm a lot closer to her than I was before.
Well, I imagine it feels like two friends having a great girly adventure, actually, most of the time. Sounds amazing. And I can hear Mum laughing. Sarah, I'm sure you'd agree with that. I mean, there'll be a lot of mums thinking, I wish I could have done this with my daughter. What a great adventure you're both having.
Yeah, we're incredibly lucky to be able to do this. It is intense. We're in a small camper van. It's a small space, and it sometimes, it's not all flowers and happiness all the time. We have our moments, but we get through that.
Yeah, I would imagine when you're on top of it, whoever, even if it's the person that you love more than anything else in the world, when you're on top of each other, squashed into close proximity, it can be wearing sometimes. I think most of us would agree we've had holidays like that. But overall, you'd say that the experience has been more positive than negative.
Oh, without doubt. Absolutely, without doubt. We had always said, if it's not working, if we're not enjoying it, then, we return, we go home and we find another way. The first month on the road was very intense, a lot of adjusting to each other and to the transient lifestyle, and figuring out how we were going to manage learning and education. I had my ideas about how things were going to go. Tabitha had her ideas about how things were going to go. So, as she mentioned, we've very much adopted a child-led approach, and there's no point in causing stress by trying to say on Monday morning at 9 a.m. you will sit down and do some fractions. That doesn't work. The fractions will happen while we're shopping, or literacy happens. Tabitha has her own website which she built herself.
And also I'm doing some articles for an online kids magazine called iGen21, where kids from 10 to 17, I think, can put their own articles in.
How? Can we see those articles there? Where do we go to look at those, Tabitha?
iGen21, I think it's just www.iGen21.com.
So your articles will be in the next issue.
Yeah, mine's my articles are gonna be in the next
ones. What's your website called?
And my website is called www.tabithasroadtrip.weebly.com.
Wow. How brilliant! How and I mean, this is almost entrepreneurial as well of your daughter Sarah, isn't it?
Well, it will be once if she can get some income, then yeah, that would be lovely.
It would be lovely, wouldn't it? Yeah, give you a bit of fuel for your camper van.
That would be great, wouldn't it? Yeah, fuel costs are fairly high in Europe, so yeah, that would be lovely.
Absolutely. You return in July. Do I presume then that the homeschooling ends and Tabitha's going back to school, or has that decision not been made yet?
That decision hasn't been made yet, and it will be a decision that Tabitha and I make together. So she'll have some input and control over that decision. She's undecided. She had a good experience in her primary school. We didn't leave to home ed because of any issues at school for Tabitha. So, you know, she may well go back into secondary school, or we may continue to home ed.
Okay, well, that decision will be made, and I'm sure you've got to make it pretty soon as well, haven't you, of course? But great to talk to you, and what an amazing experience that you will create so many memories for the two of you for years to come. Wonderful to talk to you. Thank you for joining us. That's Sarah and Tabitha, currently in Seville. Oh, I'm just jealous. I'm so jealous. What an amazing adventure. If you'd like to follow their adventure, of course, I know Tabitha mentioned her own website there, but if you'd like to follow their adventure on Facebook, then look up VeeDubAdventures. That's VeeDubAdventures, all one word, and that's on Facebook.